If you're like me, you like all the weapons in Splatoon 3. Splatoon 3 has a variety of weapons and playstyles you can pick from, some of which being super aggressive and some of which being the support of the team, which paints for everybody. However, there are so many weapons, so it might be hard for you to figure out what weapon to pick up in the first place or stay with even after you picked up your first weapon. The term we use in the competitive community for this dilemma is a weapon crisis. Now, I'm no stranger to weapon crisis. I'm literally known for it from my peers and people from the competitive scene. So that means I am the perfect person to help you out on your adventure with trying to figure out what weapon do I play, what weapon do I stay with, and what weapon is best for me. When saying what weapon do I play, you gotta think about a multitude of things. First, you gotta think about how you like to play, and second, you gotta think about is it accessible for me. So for example, if I like to play a mid-range weapon that can kill, I may think of Squeezer, Nautilus, Slosher, or some other weapon along those lines. And then I think, am I good at mashing? If I'm not good at mashing, then I'm not going to pick the Squeezer. However, that doesn't prevent you from picking Squeezer or learning how to mash. Plenty of people I've known liked playing Squeezer but couldn't mash, so they've learned how to play it. So really, when picking up your first weapon, you gotta think, do I like this weapon? If you like this weapon, then you play it. It's as simple as that. Now that you've found the weapon you like, you start to look for a team or look for like-minded people who like playing around that weapon or playing with that weapon. You start to do really good, but the meta shifts, and your weapon is no longer viable, or your weapon you simply don't enjoy anymore. At this stage, you're on a team with people that like playing with you, but you have to have that discussion of, do you guys want to switch to the meta, or do you want to stay with your off-meta weapons? If you want to stay with the meta, you need to think who's going to play the meta weapons and which meta weapons are going to be played. To find that out, you'd be best off by playing the weapons that you used to play and then comparing them to the weapons that you're going to pick up or that are meta right now and seeing which weapons fit your playstyle the best, because it's easy to switch weapons, but it's not easy to switch how your mind thinks and how you play. If you're not on a team and currently having a weapon crisis, don't be afraid to go into solo queue and try stuff out, or play in this tournament or scrim with weapons that you don't usually pick but feel like you want to play or that are meta right now that are completely different from what you're playing. It's always best just to try out what you think is best, because you might like custom dually squelchers even though you used to be a Splattershot Pro player. And they're completely different because one's a dually, one's a shooter, but they are both mid-range. Another thing you can do is, even if you're on a team or not on a team and you like playing your weapon you play competitively, but you want to try something new or you're simply getting bored, there's always solo queue you can go into or playing pickups with some people for fun. Like what I know is that I liked playing Splattershot in comp, but I liked playing Wiper as well. So I had a quad Wiper team and people I always played quad Wiper in tournaments or scrims with for fun. This is the part of the video where I'm going to shamelessly promote myself. First, I'm going to tell you to subscribe. Second, I'm going to tell you to follow me on Twitch at Ezio_streams for more advice or more gameplay from the highest of levels. And follow me or support me on metafy and book a session today to become one of the best players there can be by my guidance. Or if you simply just want to be like me or get any more useful guides like this one. Okay, that's all. Bye. Now that you have your weapon, you're going to be playing a lot more with that weapon, and you're going to consistently be playing with that weapon or weapons along those lines. But you are once again in that predicament of you don't want to play this weapon anymore for one reason or another. And when you don't want to play that weapon, you could get very burnt out and not want to play the game at all anymore. What I typically do when I have that issue is either don't play the game at all, play series or opens, or X rank if you feel inclined with a completely different weapon, or simply just wait it out and keep playing your weapon competitively or in opens or scrims. No one's going to want to stick onto the same weapon for the entirety of their competitive career or their entirety of their career in general. And that's just natural. That's what the human brain feels like. And they need a variety. They need to switch up. So sometimes it's best just to, let it happen. There is no real way for me to tell you what to do and what not to do when having a weapon crisis because it's all subjective to what your brain helps with or copes with the best. So, my advice is to go out and do everything I suggested and some, and just figure out what works best for you. And if it works good, then do it consistently. If it doesn't work, then don't try it again. It's all subjective to what you think. There's simply no one way to fix a weapon crisis. And if there was, God, I wish I had the answer to that one and I could give it to you guys because I do not want you to go through what I've had to go through with these weapon crises. So, in conclusion, just pick what you like or what you think is winning you games. And if you don't want to stay with that weapon, there's a variety of things that I mentioned previously that you can do to fix those issues, or simply just wait it out and keep playing the weapon you've been playing. I simply can't solve your issue here in this video. So what you need to do is go out and play the game or go out and think, what do I need to do? And that will help you on your adventure.